Okay, so now we'll break down Luke 21 verses 7 through 28. Kind of color coordinated this, so hopefully I don't mess it up. We'll go verse by verse, and I'll tell you the meaning of the verse based on what my Bible app has told me it means. Okay, verse 8. Take heed that ye not be deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and the time draweth near. Go ye not therefore after them. So that is talking about Jesus warns us not to be fooled by people who claim to be him or say that the end is near. Stay focused on his teachings. And then in verse 9, verse 9, but when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass but the end is not by and by. So that is saying wars and conflicts will happen, but that doesn't mean that the end is near. Don't be afraid when you hear those things. And then it says, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And Jesus is prophesying that nations and kingdoms will rise up against each other, and this will happen before his return. And great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines, and pestilences, and fearful sight, and great signs shall there be from heaven. And that is saying that natural disasters and fearful events will occur before his return. Also, there will be heavenly wonders. I'm kind of curious as to what the heavenly wonders would be. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you, and persecute you, and deliver you up to the synagogues and into the prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And it says Jesus' followers will face persecution because of their faith, but don't worry, because it's part of being a Christian. It's a chance to witness and to talk about Jesus. And I don't know about you, but I get a little scared when I talk about that, how you're going to be persecuted as a Christian. Oh, excuse me. And there are some people who have been for many years. I mean, there's parts of the world where you dare not even say his name because you'll be, put to death. So I'm lucky that we live in a country where we're free to discuss him and worship him. However, with the way things are going, I fear that might not always be the case. So that's a little scary. But God works in mysterious ways, because as I was preparing this and writing this down and going through the meaning, that verse kind of struck me as scary. Like, I was fearful, I'll be honest. Like, I was like, ooh, I don't want to have to go through all that. But God works in mysterious ways, because as I'm thinking about that through the day, I run across a podcast, and there's this little snippet where they're talking about this, and I was like, hey, I'm reading Luke, and they're talking about how, not to being a Christian and being of Christ, you're not of fear. Fear is of the flesh, and they went into much greater detail and could describe it and, talk about things more greatly than I can, and I can't even remember it all, so I wouldn't do it justice if I even tried to explain it to you, but I just find it very peaceful that, I'm thinking about these things, and then, God produces this podcast for me to watch. So that for me was was good, I guess. It just shows you that he's always listening, always there, right? Okay, so back to this. Let's see. Where was I? And then, okay, and it shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it therefore in your hearts not to meditate before what ye shall answer. And so basically that's saying God will give us the words to say. We don't need to worry about defending faith to authorities, as God will provide guidance in the words and the wisdom, and no one will be able to argue or contradict you. And that also gave me solace and peace to know that you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. Like, you'll know the right things to say and when, because he'll be there to help guide you. And there shall not a hair of your head perish, and in your patience possess ye your souls. And then and so the meaning of that, according to my Bible app, is that Jesus' followers will face persecution from their families, but don't be afraid, because that's just part of being a Christian. And despite the hardships Christians may face, they will remain unharmed, symbolizing God's protection. We should be encouraged to trust in God, who will be present always. Be patient and be strong no matter what happens. Hold on to your faith in God, as this is how we will secure our lives. And then verse 20, it says, And when ye shall see Jerusalem encompassed with armies, then know that the desolation therefore is nigh. And Jesus predicts that armies will surround Jerusalem as a sign that destruction is near. Verse 21, Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. And it says people should flee to the mountains to escape danger. Be alert and be ready for his return. And then verse 22, For these will be the days of vengeance, that all these things which are written may be fulfilled. And this is the time of punishment that God has set. God's words are true and will come to pass. And verse 23, But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in these days, for there shall be a great distress in the land, and wrath upon the people. And during the time of trouble, pregnant women and nursing women will have a hard time. And that example is used as a metaphor on how difficult it will be for everyone. And again, that's the part where I was saying, I'm a little fearful, but I have faith. He'll protect us. He'll be with us, and we'll make it through. And so with that, I will leave at verse 23, and I will pick up on verse 24.